and welcome to this week's tutorial. Today we are going to be working with a collection from PinkFresh Studios called Let's Stay Home, along with 5 sheets of cardstock from Stamping Up, some alphabet stickers, some puffy stickers, and some die cut pieces as well. A lot of the die cuts I ended up with were there was a lot of just random icons and some titling and stuff. As we're going through the papers here, I just want you guys to note that the coloring of the pages is a little bit off. I'm not sure why. When I had my overhead light on, it would distort the color of some of the pages, and so you'll notice sometimes that especially my background pages on pages number 1 and 2, you'll notice that sometimes it's more of a pinky shade rather than a grayish purple shade. It's actually more of that pink shade. Right now the colors look a little bit off, so just keep that in mind. And once in a while I'll shut the overhead light off so that you can see right here. That's a more accurate version of this color than when the overhead lights are on. So anyways, just keep that in mind for this entire video. Sometimes I'll flick that light on and off. Those background paper, so in this collection there's 16 pattern papers in the paper pad, and there's 2 of every design. So this makes it really easy to do these 4 pages, which I did as 2 double layouts. These are the only 2 pages that have any kind of journaling cards, and I do like the back because it's really subtle and it's got a striped pattern on it. So I'm gonna save one of them for journaling cards to use on my pages, and then I'm gonna keep the other one as a background paper along with this. I really like this font paper as another accent paper. I did put 2 of the backgrounds. I did put one of the 2 pages to the side as already for my background pages, and now I just need to pick more backgrounds and one more accent paper. So I really like this heart paper. I ended up not actually using the heart side. I ended up using the more bold colored backside of the heart paper, which is it's kind of almost like a mustardy green kind of color. So we ended up going with that, and then my third accent paper ends up being this font paper here. It was a little bit harder to decide this time. I'm not sure why. I think you can go a lot of different directions with some of these papers because there is quite a few different colors you can choose from to work with. But that's what I ended up going with. apologize in advance for my camera. I don't think my camera understood what this color was or what it should be doing. So we need to cut off 0.25 inches on one side and then 0.5 inches off on the other. But for me, I really wanted it to line up here in the middle. So this second paper, I ended up actually having to cut a 1/2 inch off on the bottom, but my page number 1, my first page like that, I actually had to cut off like 0.25 inches on the top and 0.25 inches off on the bottom. So I would have thought in theory I would have had to do that on my second page as well, but it didn't work out that way. So I'm not sure exactly why it worked out like that, but just when you guys, if you are choosing to use that same background that I did, just make sure you line them up as if they were on a page in front of you, a double layout in front of you, and just, you know, line it up if that's what you want to do, and just kind of look at where you have to cut, because and you'll figure it out. But for me, yeah, it kind of worked out weird. The bottom of this first page here actually has 2 3x3 matted photo areas on like that greenish color cardstock, but you'll see later on that I kind of changed my mind about my photo areas, and I go with a 3x5 photo area instead of 2 3x3 photo areas. So I just we had some spare cardstock from the cutting guide. So what I went ahead and did is I just trimmed that down to like a 3.5 by 5.5, and I created a new mat and replaced that photo area down where those 2 sheets of cardstock were. I'm also going to leave that 3x3 photo area at the top of that second page here. I'm going to leave it blank because I want to put like a journaling card in there instead of a picture, just the way my pictures worked out. So with these two double layouts, I kind of chose to keep my second double layout all sort of like with that like blush pink kind of color along with the green. And then this layout, I decided just to kind of pull all the different colors into it. So I really loved trimming down that 4x6 journaling card that says there's a rainbow on the other side, and I like how it incorporated the different colors. And the background is like such a bold color that I feel like everything else sort of like is amplified on top of it. And yeah, so the theming for this page was just a little bit more fun and bold, and I feel like I can easily put pictures of my boys on this page and it doesn't feel too girly or too feminine at all. I feel like it's just a lot more generalized, and it still has like the sentiments on it still are like kind of uplifting and kind of a reflection of how, you know, we felt during our COVID time and some of our lockdown periods. So that was sort of the inspiration for this set of double layouts. Okay, so this one I wanted to incorporate like those flowers, and I wanted it to be maybe a little bit more feminine, and I wanted it to be really subtle. Like I wanted this sort of, I didn't want to use any like contrasting colors. I wanted everything to stay within the whole blushes and greens and just darker and lighter versions of those kind of colors. So here I just decided that I didn't want to have such a linear look to my 3x5 vertical photo areas, so I offset them both a little bit. I felt like, you know, putting such a big element at the bottom of that last 3x5 photo area, if I didn't move that photo up, I felt like it would have just like brought your eye down to the bottom of this layout too much. So I tried to move it up as much as I can. And then I just started attaching various elements to and anchored them to all the photo areas, which is something I tend to do most of the time. And I got most of this video done without my helper, but he definitely decided that he needed some attention. So he came in the house around Christmas time, so this is like the first taste he really has of the kids not being home, because they were at home in January during part of the COVID protocol where we live, where the kids had to do schooling from home. So this is probably his first taste of this many days with the kids being away from home, so he's definitely been a lot more needy. But I really did enjoy working with this collection. I really felt like some of the sayings and the quotes that they had on some of their die cuts and some of their elements were really nice, and I think that when I look back on this layout, like maybe like 10 years from now, I feel like, you know, that some of these quotes and stuff will really mean a lot, and I think they kind of are a reflection of some of the viewpoints and some of the things that we kind of say, and so I really did appreciate that about this collection, and I really like how this layout really ended up being a lot more subtle, and I like the sort of the look of it. So it ended up being really nice and one of my favorite pages out of this collection for sure. So thank you guys so much for watching this week. I hope everyone is staying healthy and staying safe, and I hope that, you know, your loved ones are healthy and safe as well. And we will see you in a couple weeks with a new video, and I hope you guys have a great weekend.